Namaste, Jai Bharat. What happens to people after when they die? Perhaps no one wants to die. In fact, no one wants to die. But everyone knows that death is a necessary end. And quoting William Shakespeare, death a necessary end will come when it will come. Fine. Many of the religious thoughts are woven out of the concept of death. What happens to death? Anyway, more religions will talk about something quite different. They speak of, in the Semitic tradition we have a salvation concept in Christianity, atonement in Judaism, similar concept in all three religions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam. But in Sanatana Dharma, in Bharatiya Darshana, it is moksha. There is a fundamental difference between the concept of salvation and moksha. That is what I would like to speak of. What are the process of salvation? How salvation takes place? The first requirement of salvation is absolute obedience to the God's words, dictums, norms, laws, etc. You go by the God's words, you will be given salvation. And what happens after salvation? You will be given a heaven. And if your deeds are very, very, very bad, then you will be sent to hell. Simple. It's a very simple kind of theology. So salvation, when you speak of salvation, it is granted, it is given by the infinite mercy of a personal God. Without the element of God's mercy, salvation is not possible. No matter what you are, no matter however you try, no matter however qualities you may possess, you will not be crossing the gates of heaven, to say that. So there has to be a very explicitly intense element of mercy of God for you to be getting salvation, without which that is not done. So it is granted. The Islam, they say Bismillahi Rahimani Rahim. So the Rahmat of the Rahiman, the mercy of the merciful, without which they are nothing. That is what the theology teaches them. Nothing they are. So they have no say in whatever is happening around. Everything is up to their God. When it comes to all Bharatiya Dharma, the Sanatana, the Jain, the Bauddha and the Sikh, when I speak of Dharma, I include all Bharatiya Dharma because they are essentially one with multiple expressions. They are not different, they are varieties. They are variants of one philosophy. They are not one. They are the variants of one philosophy, not different but varieties. So one variety will do. Think about moksha. Moksha is not granted. Moksha is attained. Moksha is earned through multiple activities. A concept of God of which is not there in Bharatiya Dharma, or a concept of God has nothing to do with you getting moksha. Moksha you earn. Whether you please a God or not makes no difference. Even if you please a God, if you are not eligible to attain moksha, you can't. So moksha is translated into English as liberation. That is, you are yourself liberating from the mundane human existence to the transcendental, which is not heaven, not hell, things like that. So moksha is attained, liberation is attained, salvation is granted. This difference you see, this difference is crucial, fundamental and serious. Very serious difference it is. You don't have to believe in God in any of the Bharatiya Dharmas, and except the Sanatanis, others don't bother. They don't bother about the concept of God. The Jains are explicitly against the concept of creator. They beautifully argue out against the creator. They don't quite bother about concept of God. They are functionally, they do all rituals, prayers, etc. That's at a common level. But on a one step high level, these things don't exist. There, moksha in Sanatana Dharma is attained, achieved. Kaivalya in Jain Dharma is absolutely achieved. Nirvana in Buddhism is achieved. And moksha again in Sikh Dharma is achieved. Attained by purely individual effort, no external agency has any hand in it. It's purely individual effort. You earn it, which becomes your right. So you don't have to be afraid of a God concept. You don't have to be depending on something which is transcendental too. You don't have to be depending on something which is transcendental to transcend your existence. These differences makes a man strong. It makes a man strong. When you depend on a God to get salvation, you become weak. Subservience occurs. Here, God is equal to him. A deity is equal to him. The relationship between a man and a deity is one that the friendship. Oneness is the real relations. Oneness, that is with the ultimate reality you are one. You are one with the ultimate reality. Moksha means ultimately that, which you will need another video to speak of. What happens in moksha? We may talk about it later with some other thoughts. We'll come speak about what happens in moksha and what happens after salvation. After salvation, you are subject to judgment, and the very Bible asks you not to judge. This is the different judgment. I was just not being that serious. What happens after moksha? What happens after salvation is an interesting, that will come with that some other time later. Till then, namaste, Jai Bharat and Jai Shri Ram.